Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I'd be able to send watches like this to your inbox as soon as tomorrow morning. If you like this watch in particular, you can buy it on thewatchbox.com. Buy, trade, and sell luxury watches 24 hours a day and globally on thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing what was probably the star of the Tudor booth at Baselworld in 2016. 43 millimeters instead of the old 41. This was a bigger, bolder, and bronzer Tudor Heritage Black Bay. It's the Tudor Heritage Black Bay Bronze. 43 millimeters across the round of the case, not including the crown. As I mentioned, it's about 2 millimeters larger than the traditional 41 millimeter Black Bay. And there's more to love. Lots of bronze. Lug to lug, still fairly compact at 52.6, but make no mistake, this does not wear like a Submariner. It is significantly larger. It's not bad for a 43, but it's larger than any conventional Tudor Black Bay, and I would call the fit comparable to a Pelagos on a full bracelet in terms of how it sits on your wrist. The watch is still thick. Tudor's always been thicker than Rolex in the modern era. There's got to be something to set them apart. 14.5 millimeters, you should be able to fit it underneath a jacket cuff, even if the sheer flank means some dress sleeves might get hung up. Now the strap here is the real reason why I'm reviewing this watch. I've already shot it on the Tudor leather strap. Now I want to shoot it on the Tudor textile strap. As you can see, bronze strap minders and a bronze pin buckle to match the case. Impressive detailing. You can even see the Tudor crest echoed in the form of the buckle itself. You will note that because the strap actually runs underneath the case, it increases the effective thickness. With the strap, the total thickness of the case is a robust 16.3 millimeters. So if you want to wear it thin, you want to put it on a more conventional band that doesn't run the underside of the case. Now that said, the NATO style does look awfully cool, and the color of the textile strap with its central striation is nicely keyed to the tobacco or almost adobe red of the dial, the rose gold accents, and the patinaed bronze profile of the case with the anodized red and bronze bezel insert. Now the timepiece has patinated. It's a high aluminum content bronze that is a little bit more stable than, for example, what you'll see on a Pam Bronzo. The Panerai Bronzos have a tendency to get gross. If you let them go, they will turn green and start flaking off. This will darken, but it'll never really oxidize to the point where you have delamination of case materials or it starts leaving a residue, and that is quite important to me. If it's important to you, this could be the bronze watch of your choosing. It does create handsome patina patterns that include tones of yellow, gold, violet, brown, chocolate. It's all in there, and there's a delicious complexity about it. You can see the case is rather striking and simple. Sheer flanks, satin finished, with a small hairline bevel to remind you of vintage Rolex and Tudor products. And of course, you do have the strap tool apertures in the flank of the lug. Should you wish to change, it's a little easier to perform with a strap tool than you would find on a modern day solid lug Rolex. So the timepiece features a unidirectional rotating bezel. There will be a lume shot. I prefer the action of a Tudor these days to a Rolex. It's crisp, it's sharp, you hear it, it feels good, and the micro knurling on the edge of a Tudor bezel is easier to grip by a large margin than the knurling, the deeper and sparser knurling of a Rolex style bezel. This is an absolute pleasure to use. Now, of course, Rolex will give you a ceramic insert. You can scratch this more easily than ceramic, but it's also shatter resistant, unlike ceramic. The dial is handsome. You can see Tri-Arabix 369, oversized triangular index at 12 o'clock. And one feature that I love is that there's a quirky dual Tudor logo on the Black Bay. You've got the post-1968 shield on the dial, and you've got the pre-68 rose on the crown. You also have a little bit of a flared stem shoulder, so it's highly stylized outside and in. More vintage-inspired elements include the snowflake-inspired hour hand, and you'll note that there is a 1960s Tudor Submariner gilt-style chaptering in golden print outboard. The dial does not lie. It is a chronometer and impressively engined, as this uses the MT5602, an in-house Tudor automatic winder with smooth bidirectional action, a 4 Hz beat rate, and a 70-hour power reserve. It has a full balance bridge and a free-sprung index for shock resistance, and unlike most Rolex movements, not all, but most, it features an anti-magnetic silicon hairspring. It's a COSC rated Swiss chronometer and, let's face it, 200 meters water resistant with a unidirectional bezel and constant seconds. It is an ISO diver, and 200 meters should be all you'll ever need. They probably cut it back from 300 meters, a number I'm absolutely sure it could meet, only to preserve the dignity and the seniority of the Submariner. I'm absolutely certain. Don't sue me if I'm wrong, but I'm absolutely certain this watch could pass a 300-meter water test. 26 joules, tank tough, and very precise. The MT5602 represents the future, perhaps not just for Tudor, but in some of the technology applied, likely also Rolex. It features hacking seconds, so if you do wish to synchronize your watch precisely to a reference time, you've got that snowflake-inspired seconds hand and hour hand, and you can time the watch precisely to the second against a reference, unhacking when the two match up perfectly. Synchronize to a reference time, take it on a dive, or just use it in conjunction with its rotating 60-minute bezel to time intervals remaining in meetings, time till your dinner's ready, or even the kids' timeout. See it and make it yours on the Watchbox. Right back at you with the Tudor Heritage Black Bay Bronze. As you can see, the bronze factor is less pronounced at night when this one still glows in a standard and blinding Luminova green. You can see the bezel pearl has plenty of legibility, and it's actually concealed and protected under its own little sapphire cap. The pearl itself is a multi-part assembly topped by sapphire. Tri-Arabics, oversized hour and minute. You can even see the seconds hand, as you should be able to on a true dive-style watch. The timepiece can be seen by the light of day on our website.